Let's move on to the next subtopic, classification of sentences. So there are four different types of sentences when it comes to classification. What we saw earlier was four different types of sentences. Here it is four different classification of sentences. Okay, so look at the first one. It says the first sentence is a simple sentence. Now what is a simple sentence? It consists of only one subject and one predicate. What is a subject and a predicate? It's nothing but a conglomeration of words, right? So subject and predicate makes it a simple sentence. Look at the example given there. Shamili ran after her little brother. Now what's the subject there? Shamili alone is the subject there. Shamili is a subject. Ran after her little brother is the predicate. So that makes it a simple sentence. Now when I say I walk, is that a simple sentence? Yes, it is. It's a complete sentence. I walk is a complete sentence. So it's also a simple sentence. Now look at the second one. The second one says it's a compound sentence. Now what is a compound sentence? Look at the definition given there. Composed of two or more main or independent clause. So you can also call a main clause as an independent clause. Okay, a main clause is also called an independent clause because independently it makes sense. You get that? Independently it makes sense. So main or independent clause does not have a dependent clause. Now what is a dependent clause? Does not have a dependent clause. What is a dependent clause? What is a dependent clause? A subordinate clause is also called a dependent clause. So any main clause can also be called as independent clause, and any dependent clause can also be called subordinate clause. Right? So main clause means independent. Subordinate means dependent clause. Is that clear? Main clause, independent, dependent clause. Very good. So look at this. So clauses are joined by a coordinating conjunction. What's a coordinating conjunction? What is a coordinating conjunction? Word like and, but. These are all coordinating. It coordinates one and the another clause or one and the other sentence, right? It can also be separated by a comma. It can also be a semicolon. What's a semicolon? A dot and a comma just below that. It can also be separated by a colon, two dots, right? So look at this. The robber tried to escape. Does it make sense? Yes. The police caught him. Does it make sense? Yes. So, when you join these two independent sentences, it makes a compound sentence. Two independent clauses or two main clauses joined together with coordinating conjunction makes it compound sentence. Example, the robber tried to escape, but the police caught him. Okay, next one. Complex sentence. What was the first one? Simple sentence, compound sentence. Third one is a complex sentence. Now what's a complex sentence? Now you must have heard people say it's a very complex process. Meaning to say tedious process, difficult process. It's a larger process. It's a bigger process. So it's bigger. Right? Now look at this. One main clause and one or more dependent clauses, also called as subordinate clauses, constitute a complex sentence. What's the example of, what's the definition of a simple sentence? One subject, one predicate is what? That's a clause. But what is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is a group of words which has a subject and a predicate. I'll go back to it. A simple sentence is something that has one subject and one predicate, which is also called a main clause. Okay. The second one is a compound sentence. Now the compound sentence is two main clauses. Right? There is no subordinate clause here, mind you. Two main clauses. Independently, when you write both the sentences, it must make sense. Like I said, the robber tried to escape, full stop. The second sentence, the police caught him. So when you join both the sentences, which are complete sentences, using a coordinating conjunction but, it becomes a compound sentence. The example is, the robber tried to escape but the police caught him. And then the next one is complex sentence, where one main clause and one or more dependent clause or subordinate clause. Right? What's the other name for a subordinate clause? Dependent clause. What's the other name for a main clause? Independent clause. Don't confuse it. Okay? So, one main clause and one or more dependent clauses, which are also called subordinate clauses, can be said to be a complex sentence. Look at the example there. Or before that, number one, subordinating conjunction performs two important functions. Subordinating conjunction. What are subordinating conjunctions? Because is a subordinating conjunction. I'll come to that. Second one, so subordinating conjunction performs two important functions. What are they? Number one, demonstrate the importance of the independent clause. They demonstrate the importance of the independent clause. What's the independent clause? Main clause. Second one, it also provides a link between two ideas in the same sentence by indicating what? Time, place, cause. We'll look at it. Look at the sentence and then we will understand. When he saw the bear, how do you pronounce B-E-A-R? Bear. Never say beer. Okay? Because we have the tendency of saying B-E-E-R and B-E-A-R with the same pronunciation. So B-E-E-R is beer, B-E-A-R is bear. And what is B-A-R-E? Bear is the past tense of I am unable to bear the situation. The pain is unbearable. That's also bearing. Okay. So when he saw the bear, he climbed the nearest tree because he was terrified. So now the first one, demonstrate the importance of the independent clause. Now what's the independent clause here? When he saw the bear, what happened? Automatically he climbed the nearest tree. Why did he climb it? Because he was terrified. So two subordinate clauses with one main clause in the beginning makes it complex sentence. Right? So that's the example for a complex sentence. The fourth one, of course, is even more challenging. Complex compound sentence. You can also say compound complex sentence, whichever you feel like saying. Right? I've written it as complex compound sentence. Now, what's a complex compound sentence? Two or more independent clauses plus one or more dependent clause. Right? Look at the example. He smiled brightly. He laughed delightedly. He saw his new bicycle. Right? Now look at this. He smiled brightly. When you say this, when you utter this sentence, you understand that this is complete. He smiled brightly. How did he smile? He smiled brightly. Second one, he laughed delightedly. How did he laugh? Delightedly. And then when he saw his new bicycle is one subordinating clause. Alright, so he smiled brightly and laughed delightedly. So you don't say he smiled brightly and he laughed delightedly. So there's no need for a second he there. So you can very well say he smiled brightly and laughed delightedly. And then you're arriving at the subordinating clause. So a subordinating clause here is separated by a comma. You get that? Comma, when he saw his new bicycle. Now when I very clearly say when he saw his new bicycle, you will all be wondering what is he saying, because the subordinate clause is not complete. So these are the four different types of sentences: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, compound complex sentence. Can you write an example for the four sentences yourself? Quick. Shall we start? Yeah, so we'll start from yourself. So, a simple sentence.
I like to read books.
I like to read books is an example for a simple sentence, right? Compound.
My new college is big, but my old college is small.
My new college is big, but my old college is small. You can also say my new college is big, whereas my old college is small.
Complex. He is a cricketer, but still he plays badminton very well.
He is a cricketer, but he plays badminton very well. So that is what? One main clause and a
Independent clause.
and two independent clauses. So can you please differentiate or bifurcate, split this one complex sentence into two independent clauses?
He is a cricketer and he plays badminton very well.
He plays badminton very well. So he is a cricketer and he plays badminton very well is a complex sentence. Very good. Next one.
He was happy to see me and was very excited when he saw me.
Okay. He was happy to see me
And was excited when he saw me.
and was excited when he saw me. So he was happy to see me, full stop. He was excited, full stop, when he saw me. When he saw me, here is the subordinate clause. Okay, good. Yourself.
I like blue color.
I like the color blue, or I like the blue color. Right.
My friends and their families went to a trip.
My friends and their families, THEIR. My friends and their families went to a trip or on a trip. You go on a trip, went on a trip. Next one.
My sister feared a lot when she saw the teacher because she didn't do her homework.
My sister feared a lot
Then she saw the teacher
when she saw the teacher
because she didn't do her homework.
because she did not complete her homework. That's a complex sentence. So how many clauses, how many main clauses, and how many subordinate clauses? My sister did not.
My sister feared a lot
My sister feared a lot, full stop.
when she saw the teacher.
She saw the teacher, full stop.
She didn't do her homework.
She didn't do her homework. So, my sister feared a lot because she saw her teacher, and then when she ah,
because she didn't do her
because she did not do her homework. Good. Next one.
I was very happy and excited when my cousin came to my house.
I was very happy and excited when my cousin came to my house. That's a compound complex sentence. Right, next one. He is an actor. Good.
He studied well, but
He studied well, but he
he failed in examination.
failed in the examination. Very good.
He didn't attend the class because
He didn't attend the class because
he was ill.
he was ill. You didn't write compound complex sentence. All right, fine. Yourself, Aditya.
Michael is a great manager. Simple sentence.
Michael is
Great manager.
a great manager. Good.
Compound. Michael is a great manager, but he can be irrational at times.
Michael is a great manager, but he can be irrational at times. Very good.
For complex, Michael may be irrational and short-tempered, but he will still be a great man.
Michael may be irrational and
Short-tempered.
short-tempered, but
He will still be.
he still is a great manager. Very good. And the last one.
Complex compound. Michael will be a great manager and a great dad when he will be married.
Michael will be a great manager and a great dad when he will be married. Very good.
My house is on fire.
My house is on fire.
Compound will be. I tried to control my laughter, but I couldn't withhold it.
I tried to control my laughter, but I couldn't control it. Very good.
Second would be. Complex would be. I tried to control my laughter, but I couldn't withhold it because the comedian was very funny.
Very good. I tried to control my laughter, but I couldn't do because the comedian was very funny. Very good.
I shouted with anger and frustration when I failed my driving exam.
Very good. I shouted in anger and frustration when I failed my driving examination. Good, good. Yourself.
Simple sentence. I'm driving.
I am driving. Good.
The compound sentence is we reached cinema hall in time.
We reached the cinema hall in time or on time?
On time.
On time.
But they started the movie early.
But they started the movie a little early. So what's the difference between a little and little? So when I say I have little milk at home, I have a little milk at home, what's the difference?
A little, not a little.
It's little. What does it mean? When you say I have little milk at home, what does it mean? When you say I have little milk at home, which means you don't have milk at home. But when you say I have a little milk, then there is something left. So that's the difference between little and a little. So you should say they started the movie a little early. All right? So that's the difference between little and a little.
I did not able to write the complex sentence.
Okay.
The complex compound sentence. She was afraid and started screaming when she missed her last local train.
When she
was afraid and started screaming
she was afraid and started screaming when
when
she missed her last local train. Very good.
Simple sentence.
I
I like to sing.
like to sing. Good.
Compound sentence. She had an injury, so she went to the hospital.
She had an injury and
So
so she
she went.
went to the hospital. Good.
Complex sentence. He came to the school though he was sick.
He came to the school though he was sick. Very good.
Complex compound sentence. Though I like to read the books, I haven't bought them lately because I haven't bought them time.
Though,
Though I like to read the books,
okay, though I like to read books, you shouldn't say the books. Though I like to read books,
I haven't bought them lately.
I haven't bought them lately
because I haven't got the
because I haven't got the
time.
time to buy it. Very good.
He walks well.
He works well. Good. He walks well. WALKS. Very good. All right.
He ran very fastly
He ran very fastly
and he caught the bus.
and he caught the bus. Very good.
He worked hard,
He worked
hard
hard
and he got the good marks.
and he got good marks. You don't say you got the good marks. He got good marks. Strike off the there.
He also got
And
he also got rank.
he also scored, or he was also a rank holder, right? Or he secured the first rank or whatever it is. Good. Next one.
He has come here
He has come here
because
because
he want to learn new things.
he wants to learn new things. He wants. He is third person singular, and so you use plural form of the verb. Okay? That much. Okay.
Simple sentence. He rides bike.
He
Ride
ride or rides.
rides
He rides a bike. Okay? He rides a bike. Good.
Ram was eating food and he was looking TV.
Ram was
Eating food and
eating food and
looking TV.
looking,
Looking TV.
watching TV. And he was watching TV. Good.
Complex sentence. Rahul get hurt when he was playing football.
Come again.
Rahul get hurt.
Rahul got hurt
Got hurt when he was playing football.
when he was playing football. Very good. You didn't write. That's okay.
I like to ride a bike.
I like to ride a bike. Good.
I decide, but I need to consult with my family.
I,
Need to consult with my family.
what's the first sentence?
I decide.
I decided. I decided, but I need to consult with my family.
I see the beautiful flowers
I see the beautiful flowers
when I cross the road.
when I cross the road. All right. Or you can say, I saw the beautiful flowers, or I saw beautiful flowers when I crossed the road. Right.
I am very happy to ride a bike
I am happy to ride a bike
because I like riding
because I like riding
and I have a fear also.
and I have fear of riding as well. Very good.
I like to watch movies.
I like to watch movies.
I had bread and milk
I had bread and milk
for breakfast.
for breakfast.
He tried to sell illegal guns, but he was caught by the police.
He tried to sell illegal drugs but was caught by the police. All right.
He was scared and terrified when he was left alone in the dark room.
He was scared and terrified when he was left alone in the dark room. Very good.
I like to sleep.
I like to sleep. That's a simple sentence.
Complex is
Compound or complex? Compound sentence. Second is a compound sentence. Yeah.
we went we went to the movie, but we went to the bus, but the seats were full.
We went to the theater, but the scenes were full. The seats were filled. Right. Okay. Compound, complex sentence.
Complex sentence, and the compound complex is he laughed out loud and disturbed everyone in the class when Rahul fell from his chair.
Very good. Yourself.
I like to dance.
I like to dance.
Compound sentence. The patient is all right, but he is in a coma.
But the patient is all right, but he is still in coma. Okay.
Complex. Vicky cried because he saw his brother after a long time.
Vicky cried because he saw his brother after a very long time. Good.
Complex compound. Vishal cried out of joy and was surprised when he saw his new bike.
When he saw his
New
New bike. Very good. Right.
Vedant plays cricket.
Who plays cricket?
Vedant.
Vedant plays cricket. Good.
My friend tried to chase the car, but he couldn't succeed.
My friend tried to chase the car, but he couldn't succeed. Good.
The thief ran when he saw police because he had escaped from jail.
The thief
Ran when he saw police.
The thief ran when he saw the police because he had escaped from the jail. Very good.
He was surprised and filled with joy when he saw his new car.
He was surprised and filled with joy when he saw his new car. Very good.
He goes to office every day. He goes to office every day.
He goes to office every day. Good.
He reached the railway station on time,
He reached the railway station on time,
but the train was fast.
but the train left the station.
He goes to the college and he also works for the part time.
He goes to the college and he also works part time.
He was very happy and surprised when he saw his new bike.
Right, almost the same sentence as your friend. Right, next one.
I go to school every day.
I go to school every day.
The hunter saw the lion.
The hunter saw the lion
When the lion came towards him.
when the lion came towards him. Very good.
She is beautiful with her yellow dress.
She is beautiful
With her yellow dress.
with her yellow dress. All right.
My brother is very happy and excited when I call him a gift.
My brother was
Very happy
very happy and excited
when I call him a gift.
when I brought him or bought him.
Bought him.
When I bought him a gift. So what's the difference between brought and bought? Buy and bring. These are the two words. So I bring lunch every day. I buy lunch every day. All right. I bought lunch. I brought lunch. I brought lunch from home. I bought lunch from the restaurant. So that's the difference between brought and bought. Keep that at the back of your mind. So right, I'm sure that almost everybody is clear of the four different types of classifications of sentences: simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentences. Right. So go back home, practice it, then we'll move on to the next chapter.